Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to All the Mods 6. So since the last episode, I've been trying to figure this out. Basically going through a lot of reloading. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. You're going to notice that certain parts of it are loading correctly, and certain ones are not. Right now the frames are not, but the rises, the platforms, and the rails and stuff are. Sometimes it's other parts. I don't know. If it keeps acting up like this, I may just remove the platforms. It's really not ideal. But I may have to do that. We'll see. But anyways, today, what we are going to be working on. I've started setting up a small structure here. We're going to use this a little bit today. And then this will be kind of one of a few different buildings that we're going to use for the purpose that we're going to be setting up today. But before we get over to that, let's pop over here. Because if you recall last episode, we got mana and artifice down to where we really just need one thing. Either a transitory tile, a construct with at least 3 obsidian parts, or an enchantment of level 3 or more. Now what we're going to do is, right over here, I've got the stuff for this. It's going to be a crossbow, it's going to be a bow, a spectral arrow, a rune of air, redstone torch, a couple fire charges, and a mote of fire. And then we are going to need a triangle with a line through it, a triangle, and then another triangle with a line through it. So let's go ahead. So there we go. And that is going to craft us a power 4 enchantment. Because I was thinking that we might as well go ahead and enchant the bow with power 4. And then we can add another power 4 enchant. And that way we kind of knock this out. Because it is something that we're going to want to do anyways. So we're going to go ahead and put that on. And then we're just going to go ahead and hammer this out real quick. And there we go. So we have now gained enough experience to advance in tier. And you can see that our power 4 enchantment is applied to our bow there. So now we need to do the Ritual of the Wizard's Council one last time, and that way we kind of unlock all the experience, all the leveling, all that good stuff. Let's go ahead, right click that, and this is going to take us to tier 5. And then this is going to be where we kind of stop our heavy focus on mana and artifice for right now, until we start automating some things, which we are going to actually be working on here pretty soon. Let me just do it my way. There we go. We're going to be starting on something today that's going to help us out, and we're going to be doing a series of a little bit of tech, and then we're going to, before too long, start automating a lot of our magical stuff. But I think I want to start with setting up and automating a bit of tech, and get to where it's going to be a bit easier for us to automate all of our magics and stuff. Which I did decide that building that we're working on over there is mainly going to be for magical automation and stuff. So, alright, there is our Wizard Council. And this will be, I guess, our last time stepping into the Wizard's Council. Because we'll be moving then into max tier mana and artifice, which is kind of exciting. And at this point, we now have everything pretty much unlocked from mana and artifice. All the enchantments, all the golems, all the kind of utility stuff, and things that will help out our crafting. It's all pretty much open to us. Not to mention, we can actually level our magic to max level. So that's going to be quite nice also. So we are now advanced to tier 5 at this point. And if we take a look, let's bask in the glory of tier 5. You can see we're now at maximum tier. There's nothing to unlock. But, oh, and if we take a look here, between episodes, I did get, for one, I got lightning damage and wall and all that max. We still don't have leyline transport. That's just something that's going to come over time. That one's going to take a while. But I did get bolt, animus, and magnitude all maxed as well. Now, at tier 5, we do gain access to beam. We still have to max beam and wave. And I believe that's it for delivery, I think. Except there's a few here like Smite, Sigil, Summon. We'll get those. We're going to wait probably before we make a bunch more spells until we set up one thing in particular that's just going to make it a whole lot easier for us. Honestly, the microcrafting with mana and artifice is just going to be a whole lot easier with automation in general. Now, we also have Chrono Anchor, which is pretty good. Living Bomb. We have Possession, Mana Transfer, Mana Shield, Silence, and Wrath, all of which are pretty handy. Silence we probably won't use too much. It's really better for PvP, but there are some mobs that it works with. But if we take a look at rituals, all we unlock is Ritual of the Gate, which I'm sure we will end up doing. Maybe. We got a couple new shapes here. We got... down here we have access to one of my favorite items within Mana and Artifice, which is the Arcane Crown. This thing is amazing, and we will be making one of these before too long. We also get the Brimstone Boat, and that's kind of what we've been waiting for before we get into the Bubble Boat. We got the Ender Disc, and then we got the regular Hellfire Staff, the Horn of the Conclave, Horn of the Grave, Horn of the Seasons, Infernal Horn, Major Mana Gem, and the Ring of the Enderman. Quite a bit there. If we go over to our constructs, we get the top tier constructs now. We have access to the diamond ones, which is kind of what I've been waiting on before we push a whole lot into constructs, because this is going to be our top tier. And there are a few extra things that, not really extra things that they can do, but there's just more that they can do at once, which is quite nice. And then if we take a look at enchantments, we now have access to top tier enchantments, which includes some really nice ones like Aura of Regenerating. We also have, I believe, Mending down in here. We have the top tier like Efficiency, Protection, Infinity, Looting 3, Mending, Protection 4, all this stuff, which is quite nice. Now, bear in mind, of course, that in this pack, we can go above Protection 4, and we probably will, because I plan on doing a bit with Botania to make that pretty easily within this pack. Sharpness 5, quite a bit of nice stuff there. And once we get some automation in place, all that microcrafting that goes into making those enchantments is actually going to be quite a bit easier. But before we continue on with Mana and Artifice, I would like to get various different things available on demand, just completely automated, like our moats, and most of our stuff from Mana Weaving, because all that stuff is kind of meh to craft, and I kind of want better ways to handle that. So that way it's less of us running around and having to draw shapes and really manual stuff. Now over here I do have some silicon made, and you can probably guess where things are going to be going today. We are going to start into some refined storage. Now there is a quest line here for refined storage, as well as one for applied energistics too. So for the quests, I mean, we're going to have to set up both. But we can do both really just through refined storage and just have the automation for AE2 plugged up with refined storage. Normally we go AE2, but I think this time around we're going to go with refined storage. Plus we had a lot of issues with AE2 in Stacia, so I think we're going to give refined storage a shot and see if we have the same kind of issues. Now first and foremost, we are going to have to get ourselves a controller. So silicon, we're going to need to make a bunch of quartz enriched iron. Advanced processors, we're going to need to make a bunch of processor binding. Let's go ahead and do that for starters. So we'll go ahead and get ourselves a bit of quartz enriched iron. And then we'll go ahead and get our processor binding. So there's quite a bit of that. And then let's go ahead and make ourselves like 22 raw basic processors. Let's do 22 improved processors. And then let's go ahead and do... what am I missing? Silicon. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff smelting up also. Okay, and then let's go ahead and we're going to get our controller. So there's that. And we're going to get a couple quests completed, it looks like. And we're going to take our quartz enriched iron. Alright, and that's going to unlock most of everything. Now at this point, we might as well go ahead and make a disk drive. Oh no, it takes any kind of chest. Okay. So let's get... let's go ahead and get like a couple of those actually, because we're going to be using them. And then let's go ahead and get our disk drive. So there's that. Also some cables. We should do that. I'm going to go ahead and get a bit of sand also. We're actually going to be, once we get rolling on some refined storage, we're going to spend just a little bit of time on that. Probably like mainly this episode, just getting refined storage set up. And then I think next episode we are going to be doing a bit of work with, I think, Industrial 4 going. And then pretty soon we're also going to be starting into some Create as well. Okay, but if we take a look, we did get a single cable from this quest. And then we get 3 more cables for getting a cable. Great. Okay, now while we got some stuff smelting up, let me see where we're at on this. Oh yeah, this one is done. Let me go ahead and grab that. And we'll get the basic processors going for now. And then while that stuff's going, let's pop over. I keep doing that. I keep hitting Control. I found if you land, it'll stop it, of course, but it's kind of nice sometimes, but sometimes it can be kind of annoying as well. So, and I was thinking I do want to keep our refined storage system kind of close to sort of a centralized point so we can easily access it. So I think we're going to set it up on this island in this little building here. Because I kind of want some little smaller buildings kind of around the temple. We kind of have that on the other side, but I do kind of want to bring that around to kind of make this island feel complete and lively. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the path come around, and then we'll have a few buildings over here as well. So our refined storage is not a big deal as to the way that you set up your hub, honestly. And so we are going to kind of have our hub just set up inside of this building over here, I do believe. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's put our ender cell in right there, our controller in right there. That way it's got power. And then we're going to go ahead and put in disk drive. Should we do it here? Yeah, might as well. We'll put a disk drive in right there. And since we did that quest, we've got access to all of our disk drives. We're not going to be doing fluid storage at the moment. Probably will later, but not for now. Okay, so now we're going to need a bunch of glass. And originally we were going to be working on bees today. You know, I had mentioned that. But I opted to do this first. And the reason being is I got to looking at the bees and I was like, man, this is going to be a whole lot of microcrafting. Tearing up beehives to make apiaries. And I decided it would probably just be less of a headache to just go ahead and dive into refined storage. A little bit sooner than I was originally anticipating, but I think it's going to be for the best, to be honest. Okay, so to get our 1K, how far do we really want to go right now? 4K, 16K, I don't know, we'll see. It's going to be 7. Yeah, I might go for a single 16K. That's one thing. Refined storage is just so much easier than AE2. Not that that's really a good thing, but it is a whole lot easier. And the way that its storage works, realistically, a single 16K is going to last us a pretty good while. So there's 3 of those. Going to be another quest completed. And then we'll get... oh, we need the improved. Okay. Oh, we actually get a 1K. And we get another 1K. And we get another 1K there. Okay. That's fine. We're just going to store them for the time being. Okay, so there's our 16K storage part. And we're going to get another 1K. Is it 1K is like... Yeah, it's like 1K's all the way up. Okay, that's fine. Not that worried about the quest rewards. Just kind of curious. And then to get our storage disk. There we go. Is there a quest for the storage disks? There is. And they give us storage housings. Oh, there's a quest to get a storage housing. Well, we'll go ahead and get one of those also. That's going to complete a couple quests, and we're going to get some more storage housing. Alright. And we'll just hold on to those for the time being. Okay, now, over to here. Oh, I keep doing this. I'm going to take this off for now, because it's going to get really... obnoxious. It's good for certain things. It's really not good just around the base, to be honest. But we're going to go ahead and drop in our storage disk over here. Now at this point I really need to get a grid. And we're probably going to upgrade these also. But let's go ahead and make ourselves just a normal grid. What are we missing? Destruction core. Construction, okay. But I think this is just going to make our lives a bit less of a headache for getting into bees. So, all right, there's our grid. We get some quartz enriched iron, and for right now, we're going to go straight for a crafting grid. So there's that. We'll get to a pattern grid here very, very shortly. More quartz enriched iron there. But let's go ahead and put in our crafting grid. Just right here for now is fine. And we have 16k of storage. What's it take for the network receiver? Ooh, netherite. Well, luckily we have some netherite. And of course, normally when we do a storage system, we tend to have it be in one centralized location. But I think within this series, we're actually going to be spreading it out, which is a little bit different of a take from what we normally do. And my thinking is we're going to have these little kind of certain specific substations, especially working with refined storage, with how easy it is to kind of move things around from place to place. Do I not have any ender pearls, or do I have them in... I mean, I have some fragments there, but... Okay, I got some. But I think we're going to have it be a bit more spread out within this series, and instead we will have, since refined storage is so cheap and easy to get into, we're going to have it spread out. So the first building that we're setting up today is the first. It's going to be kind of like a hub substation. Since it is this area is a bit more centralized, I mean, we're going to spread out more in this direction and down in here and down in there and around here. But this island is going to be kind of one of our central locations, so it's going to be easy for us to set up our hub here and then just kind of do things, build it around as needed. So, but let's go ahead and get ourselves a network card. There is our network card. We have completed a few quests. Network receiver. Oh, and there's one here for the transmitter as well. And for this first one, what we're going to do... actually, before I do that, let me get an external storage. There is our external storage. That's going to complete a quest also. Lots of really quick quests here. And this very first one, we're not going to be going too far for this, but we are going to be plugging up our area that's connected to the bees, because this is going to give us access to all the stuff that's handled by the bee system. Now, I don't know... Honestly, probably the best way to do this is going to be under the floor. So what we're going to do is just put our external storage... Whoops. Right there. And then we'll put our network receiver right there. And of course, this does have to be chunk loaded, but... whoops, wrong thing. This should all be... Yeah, this is all chunk loaded. So let's take our network card. Shift right click there. That's going to set it. And then what we're going to do is just pop over. So let's go ahead and we'll probably have this one honestly handle most of our transmitters and stuff as well. So what we're going to do is, well, I'll tell you what, let me pop over, let me get that glass that we had smelting up. And we're going to go ahead and move our controller. And we'll set this up just a little bit better. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our controller setting, say right here. Pull that up. And we'll run our cable up right there. And so we'll have our controller setting, say right here. And then we'll have the ender cell be above that. And then the disk drive. And this grid will probably get moved, but we're going to leave it here for the time being. And then let's go ahead and get ourselves some cables real quick. And we'll just run these out like that. Okay, and then we're going to have our transmitter. We'll have basically a wall of transmitters here. Probably end up having a couple walls, because I do foresee us needing to transmit quite a bit. But currently we are using 69 FE per tick. We throw this in, I That's transmitting 66 blocks. It bumps us up to 75 FE. Not too bad. We should have plenty of power to upkeep that. And this is one of the purposes for our Golem power system that we have over there, or our Peat power system. Because as we start moving into tech, we're going to start having a higher kind of passive power usage. So I did want to make sure that we had that. Now, if we take a look right now, we have access to all these things. And basically, I'm going to have to make quite a few transmitters and receivers to plug up to a few different places to basically get us started. But I'm not going to be doing all those on camera. But this will give us access to all of these items. And, of course, if we... Let's pop over real quick and make sure that the priority for the external storage is turned up. So let's do... let's set it to like 100. This will be our external storages related to drawer controllers. Now, of course, on Stacia, we had a lot of issue with external storages when it came to AE2. But I believe refined storage does handle those better. You know, it was mentioned in the comments on there that refined storage is a better option for plugging up to drawer controllers. So hopefully we don't have much issue with this. But we'll see. Now at this point we could probably go ahead and just dump, honestly just dump all this stuff into there, I should think. So if we take a look, yeah, we have 570 out of 16,000 items in this storage disk. Now long term we will upgrade this to a higher tier storage disk, I'm sure, but for right now this will be good. Out of curiosity, can we... Like, for example, if we wanted to complete that one quest, if we did this, and then we did a shift, yeah, it comes out with shift right click, perfect. I couldn't remember if you could do that with refined storage or not. And that's going to complete this quest. And we could probably go ahead and make a... I'm out of basic processors. Okay, I'll make some more of those here shortly. But I'm going to have to go mine up a bit of iron. Now, let's go ahead, really quick, kind of getting the basis of everything set up today. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a pattern grid. Because as we start moving into tech and pretty much anything moving forward, I want to go ahead and automate as we go. Everything that we're going to need. So, let's go ahead and grab that. And we'll get our pattern grid. Enriched iron, fluid grid and storage monitor, those aren't that important to us right this second. But we'll go ahead and put in our pattern grid right here for the time being. That way we can set up some patterns. Then let's go ahead and just get, well, I can make 2 patterns. That's fine. I've got to go mining between episodes. But we are going to be setting up for automatic iron fairly soon, which is going to help us expand. I have been working a little bit on the mine between episodes. We'll go over there probably next episode, take a look. Kind of trying to work up to where that's done, because we're going to be setting up some automatic resources. Though I think we're going to be doing it with bees primarily, at least early on. Then we'll do some auto mining and stuff as well later on. So, but like I said, we're only going to spend like 1 episode on refined storage, and then we're just going to kind of automate as we go. Because it's not something that's like new or changed all that much, so it's all pretty straightforward. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get ourselves a storage block. I think we'll probably go with just a 4K for the time being, since well, I'm going to need some more basic processors. Okay, let's get some more quartz enriched iron. The 4K, I think we're going to go with a 4K storage block for the time being, and then we'll upgrade. We are going to need some of these. 4 will probably do it. What's it take to get a crafter, though? We'll need a couple more. Let's actually just go ahead and get, say, 8. And actually, I want to see how fast the brimstone furnace will smelt these. Because it should be able to do about 16 at a time. And if this thing's pretty fast, for smelting, say, 8 basic processors, we might completely go with brimstone furnaces And if so, that means we'll need to get our brimstone charm automated pretty quick, right? Which I can't remember, what all does that take? Like, what all steps would that involve to get? Actually pretty easy-ish. I mean, mode of fire. So we'd have to set up some nether stuff, but it's actually not too bad. So that might be something that we do. I think it would be a little bit more interesting to do most of our smelting through the Rune Forge. It is pretty fast. Because, of course, this isn't an expert pack, so we can go with something that's not super optimal. Like the Rune Forge. You know, it's not going to compare to stuff that smelts per tick or something. But it is an option for us, and I think it would be kind of a fun option to get this automated and set up most of our automatic smelting through brimstone furnaces. So, okay, but let's go ahead and get a 4K storage part, and just to get that one quest knocked out real quick, let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll just break that down. That way we can finish out that quest, get that out of the way. And then let's get our 4K storage block, and let's get our crafter. There it is. Oh, I'm actually out of iron at the moment. Okay, and actually it looks like I'm completely out of iron at the moment, so I am going to have to do just a little bit of mining. Okay, I'm doing a little bit of mining real quick, and actually came across 2 Stellar Arcanum right here, which is quite nice. 2 Stellar Arcanum there. And then we also got another one right up here. So that's 3 Stellar Arcanum, which is great because we're going to be using those before too long. So I definitely don't mind coming across those. Also getting some diamonds and things like that while doing just a little bit of mining. Oh, actually, you know what? Storage blocks, we don't need these. I'm going to go ahead and take those apart. Yeah, because we don't need a storage block. I'm mixing up AE2 and Refined Storage. These are like, I think we can use these in-world as like a storage bay instead of the disk drive. They're just kind of a more expensive way to make a disk drive. But, and it takes up a full block space. So, but we don't actually want that. But I've got some iron going, almost a stack of ores. I'm going to do some more mining between episodes, though, because we're going to need a bunch more iron for refined storage. However, like I said, I've been working on the mine. Next episode, we might set up iron bays and get those up and going. Or it might be something that I work on between episodes, actually. What's it? Iron honeycombs come from iron bays. That is stoned and nether quartz. Yeah, we could definitely pull that off, I think. I don't think we have any yet. I think that was one of the options, right, from quartz bays. Yeah, because we got copper and we got gold. We didn't get iron. So I'll just breed those some more and see if I can get some iron bays up and going. I do believe. But let's go ahead and get our crafter. So I guess since I didn't have to make that one block, I could have pulled this off, but there we go. And we did complete this. It looks like we do have quests to make the storage blocks. They're optional, but I think all quests in this pack pretty much are optional. And then we do get a pattern for making the crafter. Okay, so the very first recipes that we're going to be doing, I think we'll have maybe some crafting over here. This may get moved. We're going to be setting up actually in another one of these little buildings come next episode, because like I said, I want to start into some Industrial 4 going as well. That way we can get like the silicon and stuff a whole lot easier than having to do the quartz. So kind of working up to the material stonework factory is going to be one of our next objectives, I think. But let's go ahead and let me get these cables out. And I'm going to go ahead and just run these around the edge a little bit there. And I think we could put in some crafters probably over here. Some of our initial crafters, maybe. So we'll put one in right there. Alright, now of course we can upgrade this with speed upgrades. Where are they? right there. So that's sugar. Yeah, we'll get some of these before too long. But is there a quest for the upgrades? I do not see any. Oh yeah, because we have extra storage mod. So we can upgrade these. Might be something that we do. This has, 27 patterns. I actually feel like that's worth it just right out the gate, to be honest. Because we could make a really powerful crafter. The gold one has space for 45 slots. There's 63 in the diamond, 81 in the netherite. But we need neural processors. Those aren't that bad, though. I tell you what, we might go ahead and make an iron crafter, and then what we'll do is probably just go ahead and upgrade it once we get some automation in place. But because, like, being able to hold 81 patterns, I mean, I could do generally, like, all of my crafting in one corner. Just, you know, a couple crafters for general recipe stuff. So, yeah, let's go ahead and pull this up. Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and go for the gold crafter. What's it take to get the diamond one? Neural processor. A lot of diamonds, though. Yeah, I don't have enough diamonds on hand at the moment, but yeah, so we'll go for the gold crafter, because that's still 45 slots. That's a pretty good jump, actually. Okay, so there's our iron crafter. We'll go ahead and get that. What do we get from that? 2 patterns. And then to get our gold crafter, this is going to be this stuff right here. Okay, so there's our 2 neural processors, raw neural processors. And then we'll pop over and get that smelted up. Yeah, I do really think one of the first things that we're going to go for automating is going to be the brimstone charm, just because I do think I want to go with brimstone rune forges for most of our smelting and have like a big area, because I'd like to keep it at least fairly magic. I mean, I know we're going to have a bit of tech. There's no way around that. But general process stuff like smelting, a lot of our grinding, stuff like that, we could probably do through magical means. And I think that would be a bit more fun for us. Plus it'll make our base a lot more interesting as well. So there we go. There is that. And we're going to get 3 patterns from that. 4 and 5. And that should be good for right now. And then after I do a bit more mining, I might go ahead and push on for the diamond crafter. The netherite, I will probably wait a bit until we set up for automatic netherite. Just because that is... We have a lot of netherite scraps, to be fair, but that's a lot of netherite that we're going to need. Okay, so let's go ahead now. The first things that I'm going to want to automate, though, of course, are going to be just basic refined storage stuff. So we'll set up a few recipes here, and then, yeah, this is going to be our method that we're going to go with. So we'll go ahead and say, there's how you make that. And we'll just do, like, some general recipe stuff. No, I'd rather use regular stone and keep it exact. For that, and then let's teach it like these, and basically just we'll be going through and just automating all the things, starting with the crafting stuff, but then like I said, we're going to get into some processing come next episode. So we won't do exact for this, we'll just say, you know, whatever is good. And then we should probably go ahead and teach it how to make 1K storage parts. We'll keep this one exact. And then we're going to teach it how to do patterns as well. So use regular glass for that. There we go. And oh, I love all the storage. It's so nice. A little bit OP, to be fair, but still super nice. And it's 5 times speed. And of course, we can still put speed upgrades in this, though it is going to go up to 125 times speed once we get into the netherite ones. So now we can order all these different things. Let's go ahead and order ourselves, for example, some quartz enriched iron. Make me 20. And there we go. There's 20. Oh, that's going to be fast, especially without this being an expert pack. That's going to be very, very fast crafting. And there is the infinity range booster. We are probably going to go for that We might actually do that next episode. We'll see, because we're going to take out the Wither. But then if we get that, we could set up... I mean, I don't really see a point right now. But we could go for, like, the... Well, you can actually make the wireless crafting monitor into the creative wireless crafting monitor. Just by putting a whole lot of power into it. Huh. Interesting. Is this used for... No, it's not used for anything. Okay. But I think we will go for a wireless crafting monitor. There's just not much point until we get the Infinity Booster, to be honest, because we can just step in here and, you know, most of the stuff that I'm going to be doing right now is going to be setting up patterns, so I should have quick access to it. But at this point, I just need to expand. I mean, that's all the basics. You know, we've got crafting. We're not going to be setting up any processing, I don't think, just yet, but like between episodes. But I am going to do just a little bit with refined storage off camera. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it on camera because it isn't all that exciting. But I am going to probably set up a few more transmitters and also probably set up a little bit more crafting, a little bit more patterns and things like that. I've got to bulk make a bunch of glass. I got to go mining for some iron and stuff like that. In the next episode, when we come back, we will be doing a little bit of processing automation as we begin moving, I think, into Industrial 4 going, as well as probably automating a few brimstone furnaces to handle our initial smelting, and then we'll expand on that. We'll be moving into that pretty quickly, honestly. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So, like I said, we're not going to spend a lot of time on refined storage, so hopefully that answered any questions. We covered all the basics today. I wanted to move through it pretty quick and then move on to more interesting stuff. So, but anyways, I will see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys then.